Chapter 16. Tonight is turning out to be one of the best evenings of my life. The dinner is delicious. Ed's speech goes down fantastically. Afterward, people keep coming over to congratulate him, and he introduced me to everyone. I've given out all my business cards and set up 2 meetings for next week, and Claire Fortescue's friend has just come over to ask discreetly if there's anything I can do for her. I'm euphoric. Finally, I feel like I'm getting myself on the map. The only slight pain is Sadie, who's got bored by business talk and has started on about dancing again. She's been out exploring, and according to her, there's some tiny nightclub down the street, which is perfect, and we have to go there immediately. No, I mutter as she pesters me yet again. Shh, the magician's doing another trick. As we all sip our coffee, a magician is doing the rounds of the tables. He's just pushed a bottle of wine through the table, which was quite amazing. Now he's asking Ed to choose a shape on a card and saying he'll mind read it. Okay, says Ed, choosing a card. I glance over his shoulder and it shows a squiggle shape. It was between the squiggle, a square, a triangle, a circle, or a flower. Focus on the shape and nothing else. The magician, who is wearing a jeweled jacket, fake tan, and eyeliner, fixes his gaze firmly on Ed. Let the great Fiorenzo use his mysterious powers and read your mind. The magician's name is the great Fiorenzo. He's mentioned this fact about 95 times. Plus, all his props have the great Fiorenzo written on them in big, swirly red writing. There's a hush around the table. The great Fiorenzo takes both hands up to his head as though in a trance. I am communing with your mind, he says, his voice low and mysterious. The message is coming in. You have chosen this shape. With a flourish, she produces a card which exactly matches Ed's. Correct, Ed nods and shows his card to the table. Amazing, gasps the blonde woman opposite. Pretty impressive. Ed is turning his own card over, examining it. There's no way he could have seen what I picked. It's the power of the mind, intones the magician, swiftly collecting the card from Ed. It's the power of the great Fiorenzo. Do it to me, begs the blonde woman excitedly. Read my mind. Very well. The great Fiorenzo turns to face her, but beware. When you open your mind to me, I can read all your secrets. Every deepest, darkest one. His eyes flash and she giggles. She totally fancies the great Fiorenzo, it's obvious. She's probably beaming her deepest, darkest secrets at him right now. I find the ladies' minds are often easier to penetrate. The great Fiorenzo raises an eyebrow suggestively. They're weaker, softer, but more delightful within. He grins toothily at the blonde woman, who gives an embarrassed laugh. Oh, he's revolting. I glance at Ed, who has an expression of distaste on his face. We all watch as the blonde woman picks a card, studies it for a moment, then says decidedly, I've chosen. It's the triangle, says Sadie with interest. She's bobbing behind the back of the blonde woman, looking down at the card. I thought she'd choose the flower. Relax. The great Fiorenzo is focusing intently on the blonde woman. Years of study in the East have made me attuned to the thought waves of the human mind. Only the great Fiorenzo can penetrate the brain to such degree. Do not resist, sweet lady. Let Fiorenzo probe your thoughts, I promise. He gives the toothy smile again. I'll be gentle. Ew, he thinks he's so hot, but he's a total sleazeball and sexist. Only the great Fiorenzo has such powers, he says dramatically, looking around the table at us all. Only the great Fiorenzo can achieve such a feat. Only the great Fiorenzo can. Actually, I can too, I say brightly. I'll show him who's got a weaker mind. What? The great Ferenzo shoots me a look of dislike. I can commune with mine, too. I know what card she chose. Please, young lady, the great Ferenzo gives me a savage smile. Do not interrupt the work of the great Ferenzo. I'm just saying, I shrug, I know what it is. No, you don't, says the blonde woman a little aggressively. Don't be ridiculous. You're spoiling it for everyone. Has she had too much to drink? She turns to Ed. What a nerve. I do know, I say indignantly. I'll draw it if you like. Does anyone have a pen? A nearby man holds out a pen and I start drawing on my napkin. Laura, says Ed in a low voice, what exactly are you doing? Magic, I say confidently. I finish my triangle and thrust the napkin at the blonde woman. Is that right? The blonde woman's jaw drops. She looks incredulously at me, then down at the napkin again. She's right. She turns her card over and there's a gasp around the table. How did you do that? I told you, I can do magic. I, too, have mysterious powers granted to me from the East. They call me the Great Lara. I catch Sadie's eye and she smirks. Are you a member of the Magic Circle? The Great Ferenzo looks livid, because our protocol states I'm not in any circle. I say in a pleasant tone, but my mind's pretty strong, I think you'll find, for a lady. The Great Ferenzo looks totally put out and starts gathering his props. I glance over at Ed, who raises his dark eyebrows. Very impressive. How'd you do that? Magic, I shrug innocently. I told you. The Great Lara, huh? Yes, that's what my disciples call me, but you can call me Grady for short. Grady. His mouth is twitching and I see a smile pop out at one corner. A real, genuine smile. Oh my gosh, I point at him in triumph. He smiled. Mr. American Frown actually smiled. Oops, maybe I have had too much to drink. I didn't mean to call him Mr. American Frown out loud. For an instant, Ed looks a bit taken aback, then he shrugs as deadpan as ever. Must have been a mistake. I'll speak to someone about it. Won't happen again. Well, good, because you could do your face an injury just smiling like that. Ed doesn't reply, and for a moment, I wonder whether I've gone too far. He does seem quite sweet. I don't want to offend him. Suddenly, I hear a pompous-looking guy in a white tuxedo holding forth to his friend. It's simply a balance of probabilities, nothing more. Any one of us could work out the likelihood of picking the triangle with a bit of practice. No, you couldn't, I interrupt him indignantly. Okay, I'll do another trick. Write down anything. Like a shape, a name, a number. I'll read your mind and tell you what you wrote. Very well. The man gives a little raised eyebrow smile around the table as though to say, I'll indulge her, and takes a pen out of his pocket. I'll use my napkin. He lowers his napkin onto his lap so it's completely out of view. I glance meaningfully at Sadie, who immediately hovers behind his back and leans forward to watch. He's writing down season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. She makes a face, dreadful handwriting. All right, the pompous man looks up. Tell me what shape I've drawn. Oh, very sneaky. I smile sweetly back and lift my hands toward him, just like the great Ferenzo did. The great Lara will now read your mind. A shape, you say? What shape could it be? Circle, square. I'm getting a square. The pompous man is exchanging smug smiles with the guy next to him. He thinks he's so clever. Open your mind, sir. I shake my head reproachfully at him. Get rid of those thoughts saying I'm better than everyone at this table. They're blocking me. The man's face has turned red. Really, he begins. I have it. I cut him off firmly. I have read your mind, and you did not draw a shape. No one can fool the great Lara. On your napkin is written... I pause, wishing I had a drum roll. season of mists and mellow fruitfulness. Show the table your napkin, please. Ha! The pompous man looks like he swallowed a fish. Slowly he holds up the napkin and there's a massive gasp, followed by applause. Fucking hell, says his neighbor bluntly. How did you do that? He appeals to the table. There's no way she could have known that. It's a trick, the pompous man is saying, but he's sounding less convinced. Do it again. Do it to someone else. A man opposite is beckoning to the next table. Hey, Neil, you have to see this. What's your name again? Lara, I say proudly. Lara Lincoln. Where did you train? The great Ferenzo is by my side, breathing heavily as he murmurs in my ear. Who taught you that? No one, I say. I told you I have special powers. Female powers, I can't help adding, which means they're especially strong. Fine, he snaps. Forget it. I'm speaking to the Union about you. Lara, let's go. Sadie has appeared on my other side and is stroking Ed's chest with her hand. I want to dance. Come on. Just do a few more tricks, I mutter under my breath, as guests start gathering around the table to watch. Look at all these people. I can talk to them, give out my cards, make a few contacts. I don't care about your contacts, she pouts. I want to shake my booty. A couple more, I speak sidelong under camouflage of my wine glass. Then we'll go. Promise. But I'm in such demand that before I know it, nearly an hour has whizzed by. Everyone wants to have their mind read. Everyone in the room knows my name. The great Ferenzo has packed up and gone. I feel a bit bad about him, but then he shouldn't have been so obnoxious, should he? Several tables have been pushed aside, chairs have been dragged forward, and an audience has assembled. By now, I've refined my act so that I go off into a little side room, and the person writes down whatever it is and shows the whole audience. Then I come back in and guess. So far, I've had names, dates, Bible verses, and a drawing of Homer Simpson. Parentheses, Sadie described it to me. Luckily, I got it. Close parentheses. And now, I look impressively around the little crowd. The great Lara will perform a yet more astounding feat. I will read 5 minds at once. There's a satisfying gasp and a spatter of applause. Me? A girl rushes forward. Me! And me, another girl is scrambling over the chairs. Sit on that chair, a gesture with a flourish. The great Lara will now retire and then return to read your mind. There's a round of applause and a few cheers, and I beam modestly. I head off into the side room and take a swig of water. My face is glowing, and I'm totally wired. This is fantastic. We should do it full time. All right, I say as soon as the door closes. We'll do them in order. It should be quite easy. I break off in surprise. Sadie has planted herself right in front of me. When are we going to leave? She demands. I want to dance. This is my date. I know. I'm redoing my lip gloss quickly, and we will. When? Sadie, come on. This is so much fun. Everyone's having a brilliant time. You can dance any time. I can't dance any time. Her voice rises in fury. Who's being selfish now? I want to go now. We will, I promise. One more trick. No, I've had enough of helping you. You're on your own. Sit. I stop dead as she disappears before my eyes. Sadie, don't joke. I wheel around, but there's no answer or sight of her. Okay, very funny. Come back. Great, she's in a huff. Sadie, I adopt a humbler tone. I'm sorry. I can understand you're annoyed. Please come back and let's talk about it. There's no response. The little room is dead. I look around, feeling a bit more alarmed. She can't have gone. I mean, she can't have just left me. I jump as there's a knock at the door, and Ed comes in. Ed's turned into my unofficial assistant. He's been marshalling the requests and handing out pens and paper. 5 minds at once, huh? He says as he enters. Oh, I hastily plaster on a smile. Yes, why not? There's quite the crowd out there. All the people who are in the bar have come in to watch, standing room only. He gestures at the door. Ready? No. Instinctively I back away. I might take a moment first. I need to get my head straight, have a breather. I'm not surprised. Must take a lot of concentration. Ed leans against the doorframe and surveys me for a moment. I've been watching as hard as I can, but I still can't figure it out. However you do it, it's awesome. Oh, thanks. See you out there. The door closes behind Ed, and I wheel around. Sadie, I call desperately. Sadie! Sadie! Okay, I'm in trouble. The door opens, and I give a small squeak of fright. Ed looks in again, a bit puzzled. I forgot. Do you want a drink from the bar? No, I smile weakly, thanks. Everything okay? Yes, of course. I'm just focusing my powers, getting into the zone. Sure, he nods understandingly. I'll leave you be. The door closes again. Fuck, what am I going to do? In a minute, they'll start demanding I come out. They'll expect me to mind read. They'll expect me to do magic. My chest is tight with fear. There's only one option. I have to escape. I look desperately around the little room, which is obviously used to store spare banquet furniture. No window. There's a fire escape door in the far corner, but it's blocked by a massive stack of gold chairs about 10 feet high. I try to pull the chairs aside, but they're too heavy. Fine, I'll climb over them. Determinedly, I put one foot on a chair and haul myself up. Then another. The gold lacquer is a bit slippery, but I'm managing. It's like a ladder. A wonky, rickety ladder. The only trouble is, the higher I get, the more the chairs are swaying. By the time I'm about 8 feet up, the stack of chairs is teetering at quite a scary angle. It's like the leaning tower of gold chairs, with me crouching in terror near the top. If I took just one more huge step, I'd be over the summit, and I could quickly scramble down the other side to the fire exit. But every time I move my foot, the stack wobbles so much I withdraw it in fright. I try shifting to the side, but the stack lurches even more. I clutch another chair desperately, not daring to look down. The whole thing feels like it's going to fall, and the ground seems a really long way away. I take a deep breath. I can't stay here frozen forever. There's nothing for it. I have to be brave and go over the top. I take a massive step up, placing my foot on a chair about 3 from the top. But as I shift my weight, the stack leans back so far I can't help screaming. Laura! The door bursts open and Ed appears. What the hell? Help! The whole stack of chairs is collapsing. I knew I should never have moved. Jesus Christ! Ed rushes forward as I tumble down. He doesn't exactly catch me in his arms so much as break my fall with his head. Ow! Oof! I crash to the floor. Ed grabs my hand and helps me to my feet, then rubs his chest with a wince. I think I kicked it by mistake on the way down. Sorry. What are you doing? He stares at me incredulously. Something wrong? I shoot an agonized glance at the door to the banquet room. Following my gaze, he goes and shuts it. What's up? He says more gently. I can't do magic, I mumble, staring at my feet. What? I can't do magic. I look up in desperation. Ed eyes me uncertainly. But you did it. I know, but I can't do it anymore. Ed surveys me silently for a few seconds, his eyes flickering as they meet mine. He looks deadly grave, as if some massive worldwide company is facing collapse, and he's working out a master plan to save it. At the same time, he quite looks like he wants to laugh. You're saying your mysterious Eastern mind-reading powers have deserted you, he says at last. Yes, I say in a small voice. Any idea why? No, I scuff my toe. not wanting to look at him. Well, just go out there and tell everybody. I can't, I wail in horror. Everyone will think I'm a flake. I've been the great Lara. I can't just go and say, sorry, I can't do it anymore. Sure you can. No, I shake my head firmly. No way. I have to go. I have to escape. I start heading toward the fire exit again, but Ed grabs my arm. No escaping, he says firmly. No running away. Turn the situation around. You can do it. Come on. But how? I say hopelessly. Play with them. Make it an entertainment. So you can't read their thoughts. You can make them laugh. And then we leave right away, and you're still the great Lara in everyone's mind. His gaze bores firmly into mine. If you run away now, you really will be the great flake. He's right. I don't want him to be right, but he is. Okay, I say at last, I'll do it. Do you need some more time? No, I've had enough time. I just want to get it over with, and then we go. Then we go. Deal. A tiny grin pops through again. Good luck. Thanks. That's 2 smiles I want to add. Parentheses, but don't close parentheses. Ed strides through the door, and I follow him, somehow managing to hold my head high. There's a buzz of chatter, which dies down as I appear and turns to a roar of applause. I can hear wolf whistles from the back, and someone's even videoing me on their phone. I've been out so long, they obviously think I've been building up to some amazing finale. The 5 victims are sitting on chairs, each holding a piece of paper and a pen. I smile at them and look at the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive my leave of absence. I have been opening my mind to a number of thought waves tonight, and quite frankly, I'm shocked at what I've discovered. Shocked. You, I wheel around to the first girl, who's holding her piece of paper close to her chest. Obviously, I know what you've drawn. I make a brushing aside gesture as though what she's drawn is neither here nor there. But far more interesting is the fact that there's a man in your office who you think is rather delicious. Don't deny it. The girl flushes, and her reply is drowned by a roar of laughter. It's Blakey, someone yells, and there's more laughter. You, sir. I turn to a cropped-haired guy. They say most men think about sex once every 30 seconds, but with you, it's far, far more frequent than that. There are gales of laughter, and I hastily turn to the next man. Whereas you, sir, think about money every 30 seconds. The man bursts into laughter. She is a bloody mind reader, he calls out. Your thoughts were unfortunately too steeped in alcohol for me to make out. I smile kindly at the portly guy sitting on the 4th chair. And as for you, I pause as I face the girl on the 5th chair. I suggest you never, ever tell your mother what you were just thinking. I raise my eyebrows teasingly, but she doesn't rise. What? She frowns. What are you talking about? Shit. You know, I force myself to hold my smile steady. You know. No, she shakes her head stolidly. I've got no idea what you're on about. The audience's chatter has died away. Faces are turned to us with interest. Do I have to spell it out? My smile is becoming forced. Those thoughts, those particular thoughts you were just having. I'm nearing the end of my rope here. Just now. Suddenly her face snaps in horror. Oh gosh, that. You're right. Somehow I manage not to expire with relief. The great Lara is always right. I make an elaborate bow. Farewell, and see you all again. I head quickly through the applauding audience toward Ed. I got your bag, he murmurs over the clapping. One more bath and we're out. I don't breathe until we're safely out on the street. The air is clear and there's a warmish breeze. The hotel doorman is surrounded by groups of people waiting for taxis, but I don't want to risk anyone from the dinner catching up with me, so I hastily walk down the pavement. Well done, Grady, says Ed as we fall into step. Thanks. Shame about the magic powers. He's looking at me inquiringly, but I pretend not to notice. Yes, well, I shrug casually. They come, they go. That's the mystery of the East. Now, if we walk this way, I squint at a street sign. We should be able to pick up a taxi. I'm in your hands, says Ed. I don't know this area. This not knowing London is really starting to annoy me. Is there any area you do know? I know my route to work, Ed shrugs. I know the park opposite my building. I know the way to Whole Foods. Okay, I've had it. How dare he come to this great city and show zero interest in it? Don't you think that's really narrow-minded and arrogant? I stopped dead. Don't you think if you come and live in a city, you should respect it enough to get to know it? London is one of the most fascinating, historic, amazing cities in the world. And bloody Whole Foods, it's an American shop. Couldn't you try, waitress? My voice rises. I mean, why didn't you take a job here if you weren't interested in the place? What were you planning to do? I was planning to explore it with my fiancé, Ed says calmly. His answer slightly takes the wind out of my sails. Fiancé? What fiancé? Until she broke up with me a week before we were supposed to come, Ed continues conversationally. She asked her company to transfer her London placement to someone else. So, you see, I had a dilemma. Come to England, stay focused, and do the best I could, or stay in Boston, knowing I'd see her almost every day. She worked in the same building as me. He pauses a second before adding, and her lover. Oh, I stare at him in dismay. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No problem. His face is so impassive, it almost seems like he doesn't care, but I'm getting to understand his deadpan style. He does care, of course he does. Suddenly his frown is making more sense, and that closed-up expression, and that weary voice he had in the restaurant. Gosh, what a bitch his fiancée must be. I can see her now. Big white American teeth and swingy hair and killer heels. I bet he bought her a massive ring. I bet she's kept it. That must have been horrible, I say feebly as we start walking again. I had the guidebooks. He's gazing resolutely ahead. I had the itineraries. I had a million projects planned. Stratford-upon-Avon, Scotland, Oxford, but they were all planned with Corin. Kind of takes the fun out of it. A vision comes to me of a pile of guidebooks all scribbled and annotated with their exciting plans, and then shut away. I feel so sorry for him. I think I should probably shut up now and stop giving him a hard time. But some stronger instinct makes me push on. So you just go your route to work and back again every day, I say. You never look left or right. You go to Whole Foods and the park and back again, and that's it. Works for me. How long have you been over here again? 5 months. 5 months? I echo in horror. No, you can't exist like that. You can't lead your life in tunnel vision. You have to open your eyes and look around. You have to move on. Move on, he echoes in mock, amazed tones. Wow, right. Not a phrase anyone said to me much. Okay, so obviously I'm not the only one who's given him a pep talk. Well, too bad. I'll be gone in 2 more months, he adds curtly. It hardly matters whether I get to know London or not. So, what, you're just treading water? Just existing, waiting until you feel better? Well, you never will. Not unless you do something about it. All my frustration with him pours out in a stream. Look at you, doing memos for other people and emails for your mom and solving everyone else's problems because you don't want to think about your own. Sorry, I overheard you in Pret Manger, I add sheepishly, as Ed's head jerks up. If you're going to live in a place, doesn't matter how long, you need to engage with it. Otherwise, you're not really living, you're just functioning. I bet you haven't even unpacked properly, have you? As it happens, he pauses for a few steps. my housekeeper unpack for me. There you go. I shrug and we walk on a little more in silence. Our footsteps almost in time. People break up, I say at last. It's just the way things are, and you can't dwell on what might have been. You have to look at what is. As I'm saying the words, I have a weird flash of deja vu. I think Dad said something to me like this once about Josh. In fact, he may even have used those exact words. But that was different. I mean, obviously it's an entirely different scenario. Josh and I weren't planning a trip, were we? Or to move cities, and now we're back together again. Totally different. Life is like an escalator, I add wisely. When Dad says that to me, I get all annoyed because he just doesn't understand. But somehow it's different when I'm giving advice. An escalator, echoes Ed. Thought it was a box of chocolates? Nope, definitely an escalator. You see, it carries you on regardless. I mime an escalator. And you might as well enjoy the view and seize every opportunity while you're passing. Otherwise, it'll be too late. That's what my dad told me when I broke up with this guy. Ed walks on a few paces. And did you take his advice? Well, I brush my hair back, avoiding his eye. Kind of. Ed stops and looks at me gravely. Did you move on? Did you find it easy? Because I sure as hell haven't. I clear my throat, playing for time. What I did isn't really the point here, surely. You know, there are lots of definitions of move on. I try to maintain my wise tone. Many different variations. Everyone has to move on in their own way. I'm not sure I want to get into this conversation, actually. Maybe now is the moment to find a cab. Taxi! I wave my hand at a passing cab, but it sails past even though its light is on. I hate when they do that. Let me. Ed approaches the curb and I take out my mobile phone. There's a pretty good minicab company that I use. Maybe they could come and pick us up. I retreat into a doorway, dial the number, and wait on hold before I eventually discover that all the cabs are out tonight and it'll be a half-hour wait. No good. I come out of the doorway to see Ed standing stock still on the pavement. He's not even trying to hail a cab. No luck, I say in surprise. Lara. He turns to me. His face is confused and his eyes are a little glassy. Has he been taking drugs or something? I think we should go dancing. What? I peer at him, perplexed. I think we should go dancing, he nods. It would be a perfect way to round off the evening. It just came to me out of the blue. I don't believe it. Sadie. I whirl around on the pavement, searching the darkness, and suddenly spot her, floating by a lamppost. You! I exclaim furiously, but Ed doesn't even seem to notice. There's a nightclub near here, he's saying. Come on, let's have a quick dance. It's a great idea. I should have thought of it before. How do you know there's a nightclub here? I retort. You don't know London. Yeah, right. He nods, looking a bit flummoxed himself. But I'm pretty sure there's a nightclub down that street. He gestures. Down there, third left. We should go check it out. I'd love to, I say sweetly, but I must just make a call. There's a conversation I need to have. I direct the words meaningfully at Sadie. If I don't have this conversation, I won't be able to dance. Sulkily, Sadie descends to the pavement, and I pretend to punch a number into my phone. I'm so angry with her, I almost don't know where to start. How could you just leave me like that? I spit in an undertone. I was completely lost. No, you weren't. You did very well. I was watching. You were there? I felt rather bad, says Sadie, looking distantly over my shoulder. I came back to see if you were all right. Well, thanks a lot, I say sarcastically. You really helped. Now what's all this? I gesture at Ed. I want to dance, she says with defiance. I had to take extreme measures. What have you done to him? He looks shell-shocked. I made some threats, she says evasively. Threats? Don't look at me like that. She suddenly rounds on me. I wouldn't need to if you weren't so selfish. I know your career is important, but I want to go dancing, proper dancing. You know I do. That's why we're here. It's supposed to be my evening, but you take over, and I don't get a look in. It's not fair. She sounds almost tearful, and suddenly I feel bad. It was supposed to be her evening, and I did kind of hijack it. Okay, you're right. Come on, let's go dancing. Wonderful. We'll have such a good time. This way. Her spirits restored, Sadie directs me through some tiny Mayfair streets I've never been down before. Nearly there. Here. It's a tiny place called the Flashlight Dance Club. I've never heard of it. 2 bouncers are standing outside looking half asleep, and they let us in, no question. We descend a set of dim wooden steps and find ourselves in a large room carpeted in red, with chandeliers, a dance floor, a bar, and 2 guys in leather trousers sitting morosely at the bar. A DJ on a tiny stage is playing some J-Lo track. No one's dancing. Is this the best day you could find? Listen, Sadie, I mutter as Ed goes up to the neon-lit bar. There are better clubs than this. If you really want to dance, we should go somewhere a bit more happening. Hello? A voice interrupts me. I turn to see a slim, high-cheeked woman in her 50s, wearing a black top and gauze skirt over leggings. Her faded red hair is up in a knot, her eyeliner is crooked, and she looks anxious. Are you here for the Charleston lesson? Charleston lesson? I'm so sorry, the woman continues. I suddenly remembered we had an arrangement. She stifles a yawn. Laura, is it? You're certainly wearing the right clothes. Excuse me, I smile, haul out my phone, and turn to Sadie. What have you done? I mutter. Who's this? You need lessons, Sadie says unrepentantly. This is the teacher. She lives in a little room upstairs. Normally, the lessons are during the day. I stare at Sadie incredulously. Did you wake her up? I must have forgotten to put the appointment in my diary, the woman is saying as I turn back. It's not like me. Thank goodness I remembered. Out of the blue, it came to me that you would be waiting here. Yes, I shoot daggers at Sadie, amazing the powers of the human brain. Here's your drink. Ed arrives by my side. Who's this? I'm your dance instructor, Gaynor. She holds out her hand and Ed takes it looking bewildered. Have you always been interested in the Charleston? The Charleston? Ed looks mystified. I feel a bit hysterical. The truth is, Sadie always gets her way. She wants us to dance the Charleston. We're going to dance the Charleston. I owe it to her, and it might as well be here and now. So, I smile winningly at Ed. Ready? The thing about the Charleston is it's more energetic than you realize, and it's really complicated, and you have to be really coordinated. After an hour, my arms and legs are aching. It's relentless. It's worse than my legs, bums, and tums class. It's like running a marathon. And forward and back, the dance instructor is chanting, and swivel those feet. I can't swivel my feet anymore. They're going to fall off. I keep confusing right and left and bashing Ed in the ear by mistake. Charleston, Charleston, the music is tripping along, filling the club with its peppy beat. The 2 leather-trousered guys at the bar have been watching in a silent stupor since we started the lesson. Apparently dance lessons are quite common here in the evenings, but everyone wants to learn salsa, according to Gaynor. She hasn't given a Charleston lesson for about 15 years. I think she's quite chuffed we're here. And step and kick, wave your arms, very good. I'm waving my hands so hard I'm losing sensation in them. The fringes on my dress are swishing back and forth. Ed is doggedly crossing his hands back and forth over his knees. He shoots me a quick grin as I look at him, but I can tell he's concentrating too hard to talk. He's quite deft with his feet, actually. I'm impressed. I glance over at Sadie, who's dancing in bliss. She's amazing, so much better than the teacher. Her legs are twinkling back and forth. She knows a zillion different steps. She never seems to get out of breath. Well, she doesn't have any breath, let's face it. Charleston. Sadie catches my eyes, grins, and throws back her head in rapture. I guess it's been a long time since she sparkled on the dance floor. I should have done this before. I feel really mean now. We'll do Charleston dancing every night from now on, I resolve. We'll do all her favorite 20s things. The only trouble is I've got a stitch. Panting, I head to the side of the dance floor. What I need to do is to get Ed to dance with Sadie, the two of them alone, somehow. Then I really will have made her evening. Okay, Ed has followed me off. Yes, fine. I mop my brow with a napkin. It's hard work. You've done very well. Gaynor comes over to us and, in a sudden show of emotion, clasps our hands in turn. You're very promising, the pair of you. I think you could go far. Shall I see you again next week? Maybe. I don't quite dare look at Ed. I'll call you, shall I? I'll leave the music on, she says enthusiastically. You can practice. As she goes, hurrying across the floor with her little dancer steps, I nudge Ed. Hey, I want to watch you. Go and dance on your own for a bit. Are you crazy? Go on, please. You can do that 1-2 thing with your arms. I want to see how you do it, please. Rolling his eyes good-humoredly, Ed heads out on the floor. Sadie, I hiss and gesture at Ed. Quick, your partner's waiting. Her eyes widen as she realizes what I mean. In half a second, she's out there facing him, her eyes lit up joyfully. Yes, I'd love to dance, I hear her saying. Thank you so much. As Ed starts swinging his legs back and forth, she synchronizes with him perfectly. She looks so happy. She looks so right. Her hands are on his shoulders. Her bracelets are glittering under the lights. Her headdress is bobbing. The music is fizzing along. It's like watching an old film. That's enough, says Ed suddenly with a laugh. I need a partner. And to my dismay, he barges right through Sadie toward me. I can see the shock on Sadie's face. As she watches him leave the floor, she looks devastated. I wince, wishing so hard he could see her, that he knew. I'm sorry, I mouth at Sadie, as Ed drags me onto the floor. I'm really sorry. We dance a while longer, then head back to the table. I can't help feeling exhilarated after all that effort, and Ed seems in pretty good spirits, too. Ed, do you believe in guardian angels, I say on impulse, or ghosts, or spirits? No, none of the above. Why? I lean forward confidentially. What if I told you that there's a guardian angel in this very room who fancies the pants off you? Ed gives me a long look. Is guardian angel a euphemism for male prostitute? No, I splutter with laughter. Forget it. I've had a good time. He drains his glass and smiles at me. A full-on proper smile. Crinkled eyes, uncreased brow, everything. I almost want to shout, Geronimo, we got there. So have I. I didn't expect to end the evening like this. He looks around the little club, but it's great. Different, I nod. He rips open a bag of peanuts and offers it to me, and I watch him as he crunches them hungrily. Even though he's looking relaxed, the frown lines are still faintly etched on his brow. Well, no wonder he's had a lot to frown about. I can't help feeling a rush of pity for him as I think about it. Losing his fiancée, coming to work in a strange city, just getting through life week after week without enjoying it. It was probably really good for him to come dancing. It was probably the most fun he's had in months. Ed, I say on impulse, let me take you sightseeing. You should see London. It's criminal that you haven't. I'll show you around. At the weekend sometime? I'd like that. He seems genuinely touched. Thanks. No problem, let's email. We smile at each other and I drain my sidecar with a slight shudder. Parentheses, Sadie made me order it. Totally revolting. Close parentheses. Ed glances at his watch. So, are you ready to go? I glance over at the dance floor. Sadie's still going strong, flinging her arms and legs around with no sign of flagging. No wonder all the girls in the 20s were so skinny. Let's go, I nod. Sadie can catch up with us when she's ready. We head out into the Mayfair night. The street lanterns are on, mist is rising from the pavements, and nobody's about. We head to the corner, and after a few minutes, slide down a couple of cabs. I'm starting to shiver in my skimpy dress and threadbare cloak. Ed ushers me into the first taxi, then pauses, holding the door open. Thanks, Lara, he says in that formal, preppy way he has. I'm actually starting to find it quite endearing. I had a good time. It was quite a night. Wasn't it? I adjust my Diamante cap, which has fallen lopsided with all the dancing, and Ed's mouth twitches with amusement. So, should I wear my spats for sightseeing? Definitely, I smile, and a top hat. Ed laughs. I think it's the first time I've ever heard him laugh. Good night, 20s girl. Good night. I close the door and the taxi roars off. Chapter 17. Next morning I feel a bit dazed. Charleston music is ringing in my ears, and I keep having flashbacks to being the great Lara. The whole thing feels like a dream. Except it's not a dream because Claire Fortescue's resume is already in my inbox when I arrive at work. Result. Kate's eyes are like saucers as I print out the email. Who on earth's this? She says, poring over the resume. Look, she's got an MBA. She's won a prize. I know, I say nonchalantly. She's a top award-winning marketing director. We networked last night. She's going on the Leonidas Sports shortlist. And does she know she's going on the shortlist? Says Kate in excitement. Yes, I snap, flushing slightly. Of course she does. By 10 o'clock, the list has been finalized and sent off to Janet Grady. I flop back in my chair and grin at Kate, who's staring intently at her computer screen. I found a picture of you, she says, from the dinner last night. Lara Lincoln and Ed Harrison arrive at the business people dinner. She hesitates, looking puzzled. Who's he? I thought you were back with Josh. Oh, I am, I say at once. Ed is just a business contact. Oh, right. Kate is gazing at her computer screen a little dreamily. He's quite good looking, isn't he? I mean, Josh is too, she amends hastily, in a different way. Honestly, she has no taste. Josh is 1,000,000 times better looking than Ed. Which reminds me, I haven't heard from him for a while. I'd better call, just in case his phone has gone wrong and he's been sending texts and wondering why I haven't been answering. I wait until Kate has gone to the bathroom so I have a little privacy, then dial his office. Josh Barrett. It's me, I say lovingly. How was the trip? Oh, hi, it was great. Missed you. There's a pause. I'm pretty sure Josh says something in response, but I can't quite hear. I was wondering if your phone was going wrong, I add, because I haven't received any texts from you since yesterday morning. Are mine getting through okay? There's another indistinct mumble. What's wrong with this line? Josh, I tap the receiver. Hi, his voice suddenly breaks through more clearly. Yeah, I'll look into it. So, shall I come over tonight? You can't go tonight. Sadie appears out of nowhere. It's the fashion show. We're getting the necklace. I know, I mutter, putting my hand over the receiver. Afterward, I have a thing first, I continue to Josh, but I could come around 10. Great. Josh sounds distracted. Thing is, I've got a work bash tonight. More work? He's turning into a workaholic. Okay, I say understandingly. Well, how about lunch tomorrow, and we can take it from there? Sure, he says after a pause. Great. Love you, I say tenderly. Can't wait to see you. There's silence. Josh? Yeah, me too. Bye, Laura. I put down the phone and sit back. I feel a bit dissatisfied, but I don't know why. Everything's fine. Everything's good. So why does it feel like there's something missing? I want to call Josh back and say, is everything okay? Do you want to talk? But I mustn't. He'll think I'm obsessing, which I'm not. I'm just thinking. People are allowed to think, aren't they? Anyway, whatever. Move on. Briskly, I log on to my computer and find an email waiting in my inbox from Ed. Wow, that was quick off the mark. Hi, 20s girl. Great evening last night. Read your corporate travel insurance. Might want to look at this link. I've heard they're good. Ed. I click on it and find a site offering reduced insurance rates for small companies. That's just like him. I mention a problem once, and he instantly finds a solution. Feeling touched, I click reply and briskly type an email. Thanks, 20s guy. I appreciate it. Hope you're dusting off your London guide. P.S. Have you demonstrated the Charleston to your staff yet? Immediately an answer pops back. Is this your idea of blackmail? I giggle and start browsing online to find a picture of a dancing couple to send him. What's funny? Says Sadie. Nothing. I close down the window. I won't tell Sadie I'm emailing Ed. She's so possessive, she might take it the wrong way, or even worse, start dictating endless emails full of stupid 20s slang. She starts reading the Grazia that's lying open on my desk, and after a few moments orders me, turn. This is her new habit. It's quite annoying, in fact. I've become her page-turning slave. Hey, Laura. Kay comes rushing into the office. You've got a special delivery. She hands me a bright pink envelope printed with butterflies and ladybugs with tutus and pearls emblazoned across the top. I rip it open to find a note from Diamante's assistant. Diamante thought you might like this. We look forward to seeing you later. It's a printed sheet with details about the fashion show, together with a laminated card on a chain reading VIP backstage pass. Wow, I've never been a VIP before. I've never even been an IP. I turn the card over in my fingers, thinking ahead to this evening. Finally, we'll get the necklace, after all this time. And then, my thoughts stop abruptly. Then what? Sadie said she couldn't rest until she got her necklace. That's why she's haunting me. That's why she's here. So when she gets it, what will happen? She wouldn't just go. I stare at her, suddenly feeling a bit weird. This whole time I've only been focused on getting the necklace. I've lost sight of what might happen beyond the necklace. Turn, says Sadie impatiently, her eyes avidly fixed on an article about Katie Holmes. Turn! In any case, I'm resolved. I'm not letting Sadie down this time. The minute I see this bloody necklace, I'm grabbing it, even if it's around someone's neck, even if I have to rugby tackle them to the floor. I approach the Sanderstead Hotel, feeling all hyped up. My feet are springy and my hands are ready to snatch. Keep your eyes peeled, I mutter to Sadie as we walk through the bare white lobby. Ahead of us, two skinny girls in miniskirts and heels are heading toward a pair of double doors decorated with swags of pink silk and butterfly helium balloons. That must be it. Nearing the room, I see a babble of well-dressed girls milling around, knocking back glasses of champagne while music thuds gently. There's a catwalk running through the center of the room, with a net of silver balloons strung above it and rows of silk-swag chairs. I wait patiently as the girls ahead of me are ticked off. Then I step forward to a blonde girl in a pink prom dress. She's holding a clipboard and gives me a chilly smile. "Can I help you?" "Yes," I nod. "I'm here for the fashion show." She scans my top-to-toe black outfit dubiously. Parentheses, pencil trousers, camisole, little crop jacket. I chose it especially because all fashionistas wear black, don't they? Close parentheses. "Are you on the list?" "Yes." I reach for my invitation. "I'm Diamante's cousin." "Oh, her cousin." Her smile becomes even more frozen. "Lovely. In fact, I need to talk to her before the show. Do you know where she is?" "I'm afraid Diamante's tied up," the girl begins smoothly. "It's urgent. I really, really do need to see her. I've got this, by the way." I brandish my VIP backstage pass at her. I could just go hunting, but if you could locate her, it would help. "Okay," the girl says after a pause. She reaches for her teeny jewel-encrusted phone and dials a number. "Some cousin wants to see Diamante. Is she around?" She adds in a barely concealed murmur, "No, never saw her before." "Well, if you say so." She puts her phone away. "Diamante says she'll meet you backstage. Through there," she points down the corridor to another door. "Go ahead," I instruct Sadie in a whisper. "See if you can find the necklace backstage. It must be easy to spot." I follow a guy with a crate of Moet down the carpeted corridor, and I'm flashing my VIP backstage pass at a bouncer when Sadie reappears. "Easy to spot," she says, her voice trembling. "You must be joking. We're never going to find it. Never." "What do you mean?" I say anxiously as I walk in. "What are you—" "Oh, no." "Oh, bloody hell." I'm standing in a large area filled with mirrors and chairs and hairdryers blasting and the chatter of makeup artists and about 30 models. They're all tall and skinny, slouching on their chairs or milling around talking on their mobile phones. They're all wearing skimpy, diaphanous dresses. They're all wearing at least 20 necklaces piled high around their necks. Chains, pearls, pendants. Everywhere I look, there are necklaces. It's a necklace haystack. I'm exchanging horrified looks with Sadie when I hear a drawling voice. "Lara, you came." I wheel around to see Diamante teetering toward me. She's wearing a tiny skirt covered in love hearts, a skinny vest, a studded silver belt, and patent stiletto shoe boots. She's holding 2 glasses of champagne, and she offers one to me. "Hi, Diamante. Congratulations. Thanks so much for inviting me. This is amazing." I gesture around the room, then take a deep breath. The important thing is not to seem too desperate or needy. "So, anyway," aim for a light, casual tone, "I have this huge favor to ask you. You know that dragonfly necklace that your father was after? The old one with the glass beads?" Diamante blinks at me in surprise. "How'd you know about that?" Long story. Anyway, it was originally Great Aunt Sadie's, and my mom always loved it, and I wanted to surprise her with it. My fingers are crossed tightly behind my back, so maybe after the show I could have it, possibly, if you didn't need it anymore. Diamante stares back at me for a few moments, her blonde hair streaming down her back and her eyes glazed. "My dad's a fuckhead," she says at last, with emphasis. I stare at her uncertainly until the penny finally drops. Oh, great. This is all I need. She's pissed. She's probably been drinking champagne all day. "He's a fucking fuckhead." She swigs her champagne. "Yes," I say quickly, "he is, and that's why you need to give the necklace to me. To me, I repeat, very loudly and clearly." Diamante's swaying on her shoe boots, and I grab her arm to steady her. The dragonfly necklace, I say. Do you know where it is? Diamante turns her face to survey me a minute, leaning so close I can smell champagne and cigarettes and Altoids on her breath. Hey, Lara, why aren't we friends? I mean, you're cool. She frowns slightly, then amends. Not cool, but, sound. Why don't we hang out? Because you mostly hang out in your massive villa in Ibiza, and I mostly hang out in the wrong end of Kilburn, maybe? I don't know. We should. It'd be great. We should get hair extensions together, she says, as though seized by inspiration. I go to this great place. They do your nails, too. It's, totally organic and environmental. Environmental hair extensions? Absolutely. I nod as convincingly as I can. Let's definitely do that. Hair extensions, great. I know what you think of me, Lara. Her eyes suddenly focus with a kind of drunken sharpness. Don't think I don't know. What? I'm taken aback. I don't think anything. You think I sponge off my dad because he paid for all this. Whatever. Be honest. No, I say awkwardly. I don't think that. I just think, I'm a spoiled little cow. She takes a gulp of champagne. Go on, tell me. My mind flips back and forth. Diamante's never asked me for my opinion before on anything. Should I be honest? I just think that I hesitate then plunge in. Maybe if you waited a few years and did all this on your own, learned the craft and worked your way up, you feel even better about yourself. Diamante nods slowly as though my words are getting through to her. Yeah, she says at last. Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. Except it would be really hard. Well, that's kind of the point. And then I'd have an obnoxious fuckhead of a dad who thinks he's bloody God and makes us all be in his stupid documentary. And nothing in return. What's in it for me? She spreads her skinny, tanned arms wide. What? Okay, I'm not getting into this debate. I'm sure you're right, I say hastily. So, about the dragonfly necklace. My dad found out you were coming today. Diamante doesn't even hear me. He called me up. He was like, what's she doing on the list? Take her off. I was like, fuck you. This is my fucking first cousin or whatever. My heart misses a beat. Your dad didn't want me here. I licked my dry lips. Did he say why? I said to him, who cares if she's a bit of a psycho? Diamante talks right through me. Be more fucking tolerant. Then, he was on about that necklace. She opens her eyes wide. He offered me all these substitutes. I was like, don't patronize me with fucking Tiffany. I'm a designer, okay? I have a vision. The blood is beating hard in my ears. Uncle Bill is still after Sadie's necklace. I don't understand why. All I know is I need to get hold of it. Diamante, I grab her shoulders. Please listen. This necklace is really, really important to me. To my mom. I totally appreciate your vision as a designer and everything, but after the show, can I have it? For a moment, Diamante looks so blank, I think I'm gonna have to explain the whole thing again. Then she puts an arm around my neck and squeezes hard. Of course you can, babe. Soon as the show's over, it's yours. Great. I try not to give away how relieved I am. Great, that's great. So where is it right now? Could I see it? The minute I clap eyes on this thing, I'm grabbing it and running. I'm not taking any more chances. Sure. Lids. Diamante calls to a girl in a stripy top. Do you know where that dragonfly necklace is? What, babe? Liz comes over, holding a mobile phone. The vintage necklace with the cute dragonfly. Do you know where it is? It has yellow glass beads in a double row. I chime in urgently. Dragonfly pendant falls to about here. 2 models walk past, their necks piled high with necklaces, and I squint desperately at them. Liz is shrugging easily. Don't remember. It'll be on one of the girls somewhere. It'll be in the haystack somewhere. I look around the room hopelessly. Models are everywhere. Necklaces are everywhere. I'll look for it myself, I say, if you don't mind. No, the show's about to start. Diamante starts pushing me toward the door. Let's take her in, put her in the front row. That'll show Dad. But it's too late. I've been ushered out. As the doors swing shut, I'm hopping with frustration. It's in there. Somewhere in that room, Sadie's necklace is hanging around a model's neck. But which bloody one? I can't find it anywhere. Sadie suddenly appears beside me. To my horror, she seems almost in tears. I've looked at every single girl. I've looked at all the necklaces. It's nowhere. It has to be, I mutter, as we head back down the corridor. Sadie, listen. I'm sure it's on one of the models. We'll look really carefully at each one as they go past, and we'll find it, I promise. I'm being as upbeat and convincing as I can, but inside, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure at all. Thank goodness I'm in the front row. As the show starts, the crowd is 6 deep, and everyone's so tall and skinny, there's no way I would have got a view from further back. Music starts thudding, and lights start flashing around the room, and there's a whoop from what must be a group of Diamante's friends. Go Diamante! One of them yells. To my slight horror, clouds of dry ice start to appear on the catwalk. How am I going to spot any models through that, let alone any necklaces? Around me, people are coughing. Diamante, we can't bloody see, yells some girl. Turn it off. At last, the fog starts to clear. Pink spotlights flash onto the catwalk. And as this is her sisters. Track starts thumping through the speakers. I'm leaning forward, alert for the first model, ready to concentrate as hard as I can, when I glimpse something out of the corner of my eye. Opposite me on the other side of the catwalk, taking his seat in the front row, is Uncle Bill. He's dressed in a dark suit and open neck shirt, and accompanied by Damien, together with another assistant. As I stare in horror, he looks up and catches my eye. My stomach lurches. I feel frozen. After a minute, he lifts a hand calmly in greeting. Numbly, I do the same. Then the music increases in volume, and suddenly the first model is on the catwalk, wearing a white slip dress printed with spiderwebs and doing that sachet model walk, all hip bones and cheekbones and skinny arms. I stare desperately at the necklaces jangling around her neck, but she whizzes past so quickly it's almost impossible to get a good view. I glance over at Uncle Bill and feel a prickle of horror. He's scanning the necklaces too. This is useless. Sadie appears from nowhere and leaps up onto the catwalk. She goes right up to the model and peers intently at the jumble of chains and beads and charms around her neck. I can't see it. I told you it's not there. The next model appears, and in a flash, she's examining that girl's necklaces too. Not here either. Super collection, a girl next to me exclaims. Don't you think? Yes, I say distractedly. Great. I can't look at anything except the necklaces. My vision is a blur of beads and gilt and pastules. I'm feeling a growing foreboding, a sense of failure. Oh my god, there it is, right in front of me, wound around the model's ankle. My heart is hammering as I stare breathlessly at the pale yellow beads, casually twined into an anklet. An anklet. No wonder Sadie couldn't find it. As the model sashays nearer, the necklace is about 2 feet away from me on the catwalk. Less than that. I could lean over and grab it. This is absolutely unbearable. Sadie suddenly follows my gaze and gasps, "My necklace!" She zooms up to the oblivious model and yells, "That's mine! It's mine!" The moment that model is off the catwalk, I'm going after her, and I'm getting it. I don't care what it takes. I glance at Uncle Bill, and to my horror, his eyes are glued on Sadie's necklace, too. The model is sashaying back now. She'll be off the catwalk in a minute. I glance across, squinting as a spotlight catches me right in the eye, and see Uncle Bill getting to his feet and his people clearing a way for him. Shit. I leap to my feet too and start making my way out, muttering apologies as I tread on people's feet. At least I have an advantage. I'm on the side of the catwalk nearer the doors. Not daring to look back, I fling myself through the double doors and sprint up the corridor to the backstage area, flashing my pass at the bouncer guy on the door. The backstage area is mayhem. A woman in jeans is barking instructions and pushing models onto the stage. Girls are ripping clothes off, having clothes put on, having their hair dried, having their lips touched up. I look around in breathless panic. I've already lost sight of my model. Where the hell is she? I start moving between all the hair stations, dodging rails of clothes, trying to catch a glimpse of her, when suddenly I become aware of a row at the door. This is Bill Lincoln, okay? It's Damien. He's obviously losing it. Bill Lincoln. Just because he doesn't have a backstage pass. No backstage pass, no entry. I can hear the bouncer saying implacably, "Rules of the boss." "He is the fucking boss," snaps Damien. "He paid for all this, you moron." "What'd you call me?" The bouncer sounds ominous, and I can't help smiling, but my smile dies away as Sadie materializes, her eyes dark and desperate. "Quick, come!" I start to move, but Sadie vanishes. A moment later, she reappears, looking wretched. "She's gone!" She gulps, hardly able to get the words out. "That model girl has taken my necklace. She was hailing a taxi, and I dashed back to get you, but I knew you'd be too slow, and when I returned to the street, she'd gone." "A taxi?" I stare at her in horror. But, we've lost it again." Sadie seems beside herself. "We've lost it." "But Diamante promised." I swivel my head frantically, looking for Diamante. "She promised I could have it." I'm hollow with dismay. I can't believe I've let it slip away again. I should have grabbed it. I should have been quicker. I should have been cleverer. Massive cheers and whoops are coming from the main hall. The show must have finished. A moment later, models stream into the backstage area, followed by a pink-faced Diamante. "Fucking fantastic," she yells at everyone. "You all rock. I love you all. Now let's party." I struggle through the melee toward her, wincing as stilettos puncture my feet and shrieky voices pierce my eardrum. "Diamante," I call over the hubbub. "The necklace, the girl wearing it has gone." Diamante looks vague. "Which girl?" Jesus Christ, how many drugs is she on? "She's called Flora," Sadie says urgently in my ear. "Flora, I need Flora, but apparently she's gone." Oh, Flora, Diamante's brow clears. Yeah, she's gone to Paris for a ball on her dad's PJ. Private jet, she explains at my blank look. I said she could wear her dress. But she's taking the necklace too. I'm trying really hard not to scream. Diamante, please, call her now. Tell her I'll meet her. I'll go to Paris, whatever it takes. I need to get hold of this necklace. Diamante gapes at me for a moment, then raises her eyes to heaven. My dad's right about you, she says. You're nuts. But I quite like that. She gets out her phone and speed dials the number. Hey, Flora. Babe, you are awesome. So, are you on the plane yet? Okay, listen. Remember that dragonfly necklace you had on? Anklet, I interject urgently. She was wearing it as an anklet. The anklet thing, says Diamante? Yeah, that one. My crazy cousin really wants it. She's gonna come to Paris to get it. Where's the ball? Can she meet you? She listens for a while, lighting a cigarette and dragging on it. Oh, right. Yeah, totally. Of course. At last she looks up, blowing out a cloud of smoke. Flora doesn't know where the ball is. It's like some friend of her mom's holding it. She says she wants to wear the necklace because it totally suits her dress, but then she'll FedEx it to you. Tomorrow morning, first thing? No, after the ball, yeah, says Diamante, as though I'm very slow and stupid. I don't know what day exactly, but as soon as she's done with it, she'll send it. She promised. Isn't that perfect? She beams and lifts her hand to give me a high five. I stare back at her in disbelief. Perfect? The necklace was 2 feet away from me. It was within my reach. It was promised to me. And now it's on its way to Paris, and I don't know when I'll get it back. How can this in any way be perfect? I feel like having a total meltdown, but I don't dare. There's only the thinnest, most fragile chain linking me to the necklace now, and the strongest link in it is Diamante. If I piss her off, I'll lose it forever. Perfect. I force myself to smile back and high-five Diamante. I take the phone and dictate my address to Flora, spelling out every single word twice. Now all I can do is cross all my fingers and my toes and wait.